Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. Welcome to part two of Kids Corner. Of course, Kids Corner is when, as the kids, you have questions about the Bible. You give the questions to your parents, and sometimes your parents will give the question to me. Again, this is part two. Just in case if you click this one first, you're going to want to go to part one. Part one, I will probably title it The Old Person. This one will be called The New Person. Okay, so go to part one if you click on this one first. So we're going to continue. This is part two. So from where we left off, okay, we talked about, because we want to answer the question, how do you become a new person? We talked about what is the old person. The old person is one who, from time to time, you might do something wrong. You might sin against God. Okay, and where we left off is because God loved us so much, and the only way for a person, if you have sin, okay, to have a relationship with a perfect God is when He sees us, we also have to be pure. We have to be clean. Okay, but how is that possible? He did something super, super amazing. Okay, He loved us so much that He sent His Son, Jesus Christ. Okay, hopefully you can see that. He died on the cross, and what He did, you see this is the old self, right? He took all of your sin. Remember, we said we're going to pretend this is the sin, right? Took all of your sin, okay? So again, this is Jesus, and He took all of your bad things. It doesn't mean He did any bad things, but He took all of your sin, okay? And He died, and He rose again on the cross. So He took all the bad things so that, okay, now, in the sight of God, you are pure, you are clean. God doesn't look at you and saying, wow, I can't have a relationship with you. You see, there's no paper clips on this one. Okay? So, when a person decides to make a decision to trust God, to have a relationship with God, not the kind of relationship where you're saying, God, I want some things, and your whole relationship is you just asking God for things. That's not the kind of relationship we're talking about. The kind of relationship is where you know that God loves you so much, right? So again, remember what we said before? You know God loves you so much because He sent His Son to die for all the bad things that you did in the past, in the present, and in the future. Okay? So you know that He sent His Son to die for you and rise again. Okay? So, also, when you believe that, you are making a decision to trust God with your whole life. Kind of like in a very similar way when you trust your parents. Or, sometimes your grandparents. When you need to go to school, who drives you to school? Maybe your parents, maybe your grandparents. When you're hungry, who is the one who buys the food? Who is the one who cooks the food for you? Most likely, one of your parents, or maybe it's one of your grandparents, okay? But either way, your parents, you need your parents to take care of you. When you make a decision to trust God, you're trusting God, He will take care of your life because you know He loves you, okay? So, when you do that, something happens. You see the old you? So this is the old you, right? When you make the decision as the old you, you make a decision to trust God, and you want to have a relationship with God where you trust Him with your whole life, okay? And you believe that He has taken all of your sin for you, then the old you becomes the new you. And the new you we call the Christian. Okay? But here's the thing. What happens when you become the new you? As I'm talking to you right now, I am a Christian. I am a person who believes in God. So one could say, I am the new me. I'm the new me right now, right? But so what's different about me? When you look at me, right? Before I made a decision to trust God and become a Christian, did my face look any different? Did my eyes look any different? Did my mouth, my tongue? No, physically I look exactly the same. So what's different? Something changes inside of you. Okay? When you make a decision to become a Christian, to trust God, to believe in God, you get to experience a friendship with God forever. What does that mean? It means you can actually talk to God. When you pray, you are talking to God. Also, maybe it has never happened yet, but God will also talk back to you. He can talk back to you through the Bible. He can talk to you sometimes through other people. Sometimes he'll talk to you directly. But I would say this is something as you get older, you will learn more about. Okay? But this is something I just want to share in very, I guess, simple terms. Also, a part of experiencing this really cool friendship is if you're friends, you get to be friends from now until forever. Whether you're doing super awesome, whether you're doing terrible, whether you're at school and you're with your friends, whether someone's bullying you at school, you will never be alone because God is with you. Remember, He's your friend from now until forever. Also, you can trust that God will take care of you from now until forever. The different needs you have in your life. It doesn't mean, especially for some of you, I know you like video games, right? Or maybe you have a favorite toy. It doesn't mean if there is a toy you really like and you say, God, please give me the toy. It doesn't mean tomorrow in the morning and you wake up on the bed and you see the toy. That's not what it means. When I say that He will take care of your needs, it will be things like things you need to survive, like food, clothes. Okay? Also, I guess one last thing I will say, of course, one really cool thing is when you become the new you, you will also change inside. Okay? Where the old you, when you're doing a lot of different, maybe you're doing bad things. The new you, because He loves you so much, He helps you to do less bad things. Every time when the devil is tempting you and saying, you should do a bad thing, you should lie, you should cheat, you should take someone else's toy, because God loves you so much, He gives you the strength to not do the bad thing. And instead, do the good thing. Okay? So, this is what it means to be a new person. And you know what? Yeah, let's end it there. And then I'll shoot one more video about what baptism is, okay? Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. Thank you.